history is full of firsts.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Many of those firsts shaped our way of life. For 70 years, KPRC Channel 2 has been proud to be pioneers in shaping television and Houston history.
In a state the size of Texas, everyone can enjoy.
Calls in the storms Thursday. Minutes before 9 o'clock, the crew's here telling her.
This is the first time in a long they had 11. Send us some of your men.
Isn't it good to work for a place that has a sense of history? And indeed it is.
See, taking the president from Spring to College Station following.
If you have something you'd like Channel 2 Investigates to check out, call the tip line at 713-223-TIPS or email investigates@click2houston.com. Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News at 4.
A young father is recovering after a fence post went through his chest during a crash. What his family is saying about the wreck and his amazing survival story.
2 people shot and killed at a mobile home park, and the suspected gunman turns the gun on himself. The investigation underway and the witness speaking out.
And the Astros gearing up for their first spring training game, while a new T-shirt is already getting some fans fired up. We begin with new developments in a car crash that happened in Willis on Tuesday.
A young father is recovering after he crashed into a fence and had a metal post land in his chest. Channel 2's Hannah McKenzie spoke with his mom and his dad. She's joining us live outside the hospital, where he's expected to undergo 5 more surgeries. Hannah?
That's exactly right. And just a few hours ago, Jake Tabor got out of yet another surgery here at HCA Houston Healthcare Conroe. This is the hospital he's been at since that crash on Tuesday. His parents haven't left his side. A pile of mangled red metal. It's what's left of Jake Tabor's truck. The father of 2, lucky to be alive.
The EMTs and the fire department worked a half hour or better to get him cut out of the truck.
Tabor's parents, Mark and Lisa, telling us today he was on his way to work Tuesday when he dodged a deer, veered off Highway 75, hit a fence, and was impaled by a metal post.
It entered his side and come through right under his lungs. It barely missed his heart.
The 24-year-old has already undergone 5 operations.
He is a fighter. He's been strong-minded and strong-willed since he was a boy.
Right now, he's at HCA Houston Healthcare Conroe in a medically induced coma.
He's amazing. He really is. He's an amazing kid. And I am so proud that he's pulling through.
Mark and Lisa now crediting first responders with saving their son's life.
If I could personally thank each one of them, I would.
They're true heroes.
Mark and Lisa, as you heard, described their son as a fighter, and they are not kidding. After that crashed, and with the pole still in his abdomen, Tabor himself was the one who called 911 for help. Coming up at 6, you're going to hear that call. Reporting live in Conroe, Hannah McKenzie, KPRC Channel 2 News.
Certainly hoping for a quick recovery. Hannah, thank you. Police are investigating after a man and woman were killed in a shooting at a mobile home park in Texas City. We are told the suspected gunman then drove away, led police on a chase before crashing in Webster and then taking his own life. Channel 2's Robert Arnold is live in League City this afternoon, and Robert, at least one witness is speaking out.
Yeah, police have not yet released the names of the man and woman killed at that trailer home in Texas City, nor have they released the name of the suspected gunman who killed himself along the Gulf Freeway. However, the man we spoke with was close with one of the victims, and he believes this was a dispute over money.
We heard a lot of loud yelling when we went outside.
The argument inside trailer number 3 was hard to miss. Neighbors say they overheard vague demands about paying back a debt.
He told the other guy to get out of his house, to leave, and then the other guy came back out of his truck with a gun.
Diego De La Rosa was close with the man who lived in this trailer. He says he tried to check on his friend, a man he knew as Willie.
I went outside to go check on him, and right when I got to his door, I could hear somebody shooting, and I could hear him fall and hit the ground.
As he backed away from the trailer, De La Rosa says he heard more gunshots and then watched the gunman walk out.
We made eye contact, so I was worried that something was going to happen to me too, but he wasn't focused on me. He was just worried about getting away as fast as he could.
With the gunman gone, De La Rosa checked on his friend.
He was trying to talk to me. He could tell I was there because the moment I came and I said, Willie, I love you, man, I'm here. He was shaking and he was trying to talk to me.
For now, police are only saying a 39-year-old man and 45-year-old woman were shot to death in this trailer at the Green Villa Park off FM 3436. The suspected gunman led police on a chase before crashing along the Gulf Freeway and killing himself. No names and no motive has been released. De La Rosa doesn't care much about those details, though. He just knows he lost a friend.
I'm always going to remember him, and I'm always going to care. And every time I go outside or I walk by that trailer, I'm always going to think about him. But I know that he's in a better place, and he's okay now. And so he doesn't have to worry anymore, and he doesn't have to struggle.
Now, people who lived in that trailer home park say they had seen the gunman's truck there several times, indicating the men did know each other. But again, police are not yet commenting on any motive. Reporting live from Galveston County, Robert Arnold, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Robert, thank you. A Galveston woman convicted of murdering a man in 2016 with a pair of scissors has learned her punishment. Kimberly Dawn Rayburn was sentenced to 42 years in prison for the murder of Stephen Ryan. The murder happened at an apartment on 39th and Broadway back on February 5th, 2016. During her trial, Rayburn admitted to being high on meth and stabbing Ryan several times that night. Rayburn was also given 10 years for tampering with physical evidence.
Developing this afternoon, a warning for U.S. citizens about traveling to the Guadalajara area in Mexico. That travel advisory coming after Mexican authorities carried out a high-profile security operation. U.S. officials are warning Americans to be aware that criminal groups are retaliating now against the Mexican government. Those same criminal groups operating in Jalisco have often set up blockades in the city and have on occasion been known to steal private vehicles and set them on fire.
This afternoon, we are getting a look at the two people charged in yesterday's wild chase through 2 counties. You watched it live right here on Channel 2 as a driver weaved in and out of traffic on 290, then hit 2 vehicles on side streets before stopping in the Heights. This afternoon, 2 of the people involved are facing charges. 25-year-old John Peavy is charged with felony evading and burglary of a habitation. 29-year-old Desiree Smith is now charged with felony robbery with bodily injury. Both had warrants out for their arrest when that chase began. A third person who was in the vehicle has not been charged.
A traffic alert again this weekend. Nightly closures on the West Loop at the Southwest Freeway will continue. The West Loop northbound and southbound will shut down tonight at 9 o'clock and reopen each morning at 5 o'clock. You will want to take side streets like Chimney Rock, Rice, Newcastle, or Wesleyan as alternate routes. And we want to let you know about our new traffic page at click2houston.com. It's called What's Driving Houston. It includes real-time maps to plan your commute, as well as maps that focus on specific roads like the Beltway and the Loop. You can visit our page by going to click2houston.com/traffic.
Prepare for fun this weekend down on Galveston Island. The good times roll on for now the second week of Mardi Gras. The Strand will be packed for the Knights of Momus Grand Night Parade. It is a tradition in Galveston that dates back to 1871. This year's theme? Sailing through Scandinavia. 25 floats, 21 high school bands and drill teams taking the crowd on a journey. Houston Life's Lauren Callie is down on the island this afternoon. She will be joining us live at 6 o'clock with the big plans for tonight as well as tomorrow. And don't forget, KPRC will broadcast the Knights of Momus Grand Night Parade live tomorrow night. It all kicks off at 6:30 p.m. We would love for you to join us. All right, turning now to our weather and the return of that big, beautiful sun.
Yeah,
so nice.
Yeah, it's been a little chilly, but today has actually been really, really beautiful as well. Britta Merwin is joining us this afternoon.
Yeah, it was so sunny. I said, hey, let's go to work.
Yes, I love it. So nice to have you here this 4 o'clock
it's so great
today.
to see you guys too. And what a beautiful afternoon. So if you haven't been out and about, go take a walk. It's a little cool, as Keith said, so grab a light jacket. But with that beautiful sunshine, it's hard not to smile. Let's take a live look at our tower camera. Not looking bad along the Southwest Freeway. Temperatures right now 57 degrees. So this is cooler than we typically would have in February, but it's very nice and pleasant. We're at 56 degrees currently in Galveston and 54 degrees currently in Conroe. Now our winds are right offshore, about 10 miles per hour. It was very windy yesterday. We're starting to calm things down, and as the winds continue to calm down tonight, it's setting up to be a really cold night. So if you have date night plans, if you are heading down to the island, make sure you bring your winter coat. These are the temperatures that we're anticipating by early tomorrow morning. A light freeze possible for everyone highlighted in blue, mainly off to the north and also the northeast of downtown. And we could also see a little bit of patchy frost. Meanwhile, in Galveston, you heard Keith and Christine talking about it. They're getting ready to party on. Here's a look at your forecast. Temperatures in the 50s for tomorrow, 60s for Sunday. We'll take a look at the rest of our weekend forecast here in Houston coming up. Keith?
We'll see you in a few, Britta. Thank you. Remember that you can track the temperatures wherever you go this weekend by downloading Frank's free forecast weather app. Just search KPRC in your app store. A driver is recovering after crashing into a school bus this morning in the Conroe area. DPS troopers are investigating that wreck now. It happened while the bus was picking up Crichton Elementary students along FM 2090 at Fillmore Lane. Investigators say a driver in a Mazda rear-ended a pickup truck, pushed it into the back of the bus, and then into a ditch. The truck driver now is in the hospital. The students on the bus and the Mazda driver were not injured.
Looking ahead to Decision 2020, we are just hours away from the Nevada caucuses. The state's Democratic Party ditched the app used in Iowa in hopes to avoiding a repeat of the major ballot problems there. The caucuses will also reveal if Wednesday's fiery debate had any impact on the race. We'll get a look at the technology the party is using to count votes coming up at 4:30.
In sports, all eyes will be on the Astros tomorrow during their first spring training game against the Nationals. Last time the teams saw each other, of course, was in the World Series. This will be the first time we'll get a glimpse of how the team will look under new manager Dusty Baker. And since the Astros sign stealing fallout, first pitch is at 5:05 p.m. And, you know, haters are going to hate during the situation. Check out what the Houston company Hate Us shirts created. These shirts have the Astros logo and say, hate us. The company says they sold out fast, and this happens to be one of the top stories people are reading on our website today. You can learn more about the shirts and how to get one at click2houston.com.
Astros fans sticking by their team.
All right, February, Black History Month, and we're honoring an athlete who's made a lasting impact in sports.
Still to come, a closer look at the career of basketball great Elvin Hayes and how he helped change the game.
And tempers rage out of control at a youth hockey game. Still ahead, the parents caught on camera fighting in the stands.
You're watching Channel 2, Houston's home for news.
When you go to a hockey game, you almost always expect to see some sort of a brawl.
You're usually on the ice, but things got a little out of hand at a youth hockey tournament in New York when parents were the ones who started to duke it out. The melee between adults in the stands was caught on camera. Take a look. Two adults appear to be yelling at each other. A child then stands on the bench and is shoved away by an adult, falling off and becoming part of that fight. About a dozen others join in. Parents who saw video of the fight say this behavior is unacceptable.
We don't allow it on the ice. It shouldn't be in the stands. There are parents that chirp back and forth, but there's no reason for it to get to that level.
New York State Police say law enforcement was called to the fight. They say two aggressors were kicked out, but no charges were filed.
An area of the country not used to seeing a lot of snow, seeing a bit of new powder. A thin layer of snow blanketed parts of the southeast yesterday afternoon. Some of the heaviest snowfall was along the border between North Carolina and South Carolina. The snow did not appear to impact travel too much, but the big flakes offered residents a pretty sight. And a lot of kids didn't have to go to school today.
It is
that area of the country.
it is nice to look at. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tough to get around.
Yeah. And nice for a rare snow day for kids.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any snow here in Houston, but definitely a little change of pace, right? It feels like winter outside. Thankfully, the sunshine came back, and all of you are sending us some beautiful photos on our weather app. So if you want to send us your weather photos, we'd love to see them. This one is from John in Kingwood. Looks like a picture, right?
Beautiful.
That cloud looks like kind of like an angel or something floating.
Yeah. I mean, it's remarkable. So thank you so much, John. We appreciate it. Send us the photos. We'll share them throughout this evening. It's still a beautiful afternoon out there. Here's a live look over downtown. We have gorgeous sunshine. It is a little chilly, so grab your jacket, but it is a beautiful day. We're at 56 degrees currently in Tomball, 57 degrees here in Houston. Temperatures right now at the coast generally in the mid-50s. So if you're heading down to the island getting ready for Mardi Gras, it's setting up to be a great night, but definitely have the long sleeves handy. Meanwhile, there's a live look from our tower camera. Still a little bob up and down. We still have some wind out there, but the winds are starting to relax, and that combination of the clear skies and the calm winds is perfect for a cold night. So be prepared. It is going to be cold tonight. We're dropping down to the 30s. Here in Houston, we will stay above freezing, but I think we're going to have a light freeze to the north of town. We'll take a look at those temperatures in just a minute. Meanwhile, you can see the clear skies. It's all thanks to that offshore breeze pushing all those clouds farther down to the south. Meanwhile, looking out to the west, we have a little action going on in the southwest. That's going to be a weather system that slowly works its way towards us, but we're not anticipating rain until we get to the beginning of next week. So we get to enjoy high pressure all weekend long. Winds turn back on shore. That's going to allow for a slight warm up. It's still going to be cool, but seasonally cool in the 60s, where we should be for February. Just really beautiful conditions. The rain comes back in the picture for Monday and Tuesday. We have that cold front moving in. That's going to bring in some cooler temperatures. Ahead of it, we do have that warm up, but behind it, a shot of chilly temperatures. There's a reinforcing front. No rain with this on Tuesday, but what it does is it really pulls in that second batch of very chilly air, and the end of that 10-day forecast, legitimate winter temperatures. We're talking about low 50s for afternoon highs as that ridge high pressure moves in just in time for the kickoff for rodeo. Feels like that always happens for the beginning of rodeo. You got to have a taste of cold air. Speaking of cold air, this is what we're looking at for tonight into early tomorrow morning. So again, a light freeze north and northeast of town. If you were an early planter that tried to get some flowers in there, some tomato plants, I would definitely think about that, because we could see a light frost. Temperatures here in town will be in the mid to upper 30s, so above freezing. And if you're on the island, we're anticipating temperatures to generally be in the low 40s tonight through tomorrow morning. So here's a full look at that 10-day forecast. Just really beautiful weekend weather. We'll have chilly starts, but look at your afternoon temperatures. 60 degrees on Saturday, upper 60s on Sunday. You're going to notice more cloud cover on Sunday, but we'll keep it dry. The rainfall moves in on Monday with that cold front. Behind that cold front, definitely a cool down. So we're going from the low 70s ahead of the front back to the 60s, but it's that second dry front on Tuesday that brings in the winter air. And take a look at that cold blast. 50s for our afternoon highs, overnight lows in the 30s. We'll probably have a light freeze coming up next week around Wednesday and Thursday evening, but we have beautiful sunshine for the beginning of rodeo and looking really good for rodeo cook-off. So not bad there. Lots of good stuff to be excited about and start planning for.
Yeah, some good sun there. Yeah, spring break coming up for a few folks.
It's like, what a time to be alive. Mardi Gras and Houston rodeo starting. I know.
The combination is just so much to take on. It's going to be great.
A lot of sunshine. All right, Britta, we look forward to it. Thank you.
All right, coming up, hitting the books could lead to a longer life. The new study that shows why an education could be the key to longevity.
And the flu season still in full swing. What new research is revealing about the number of cases across the U.S.
Mardi Central.
Topping our health headlines, many children in the U.S. do not get vaccinated on the recommended schedule.
Researchers from Emory University found 63% of kids follow the schedule recommended by the CDC for their age and dosage, but 23% followed an alternate schedule that limited the number of shots or skipped at least one vaccine series. Experts say that can leave children vulnerable to preventable infections and diseases.
The CDC says flu activity remains high. So far, at least 29 million people have come down with the flu this season. More than 280,000 have been hospitalized and at least 16,000 have died. 105 of those deaths may or actually have been among children, which is the highest number recorded by the CDC, with the exception of the 2009 flu pandemic. Experts say it is not too late to get your flu shot.
More Americans are dying from drinking. That's according to new research from the National Cancer Institute. It shows nearly 20,000 deaths were attributed to alcohol in the year 2000, and that number jumped to nearly 35,000 in 2016. The largest increase in alcohol-related deaths was among men. More than 425,000 people died from heavy drinking during that study period. Hit the books. Yale University researchers say that getting your education could help you actually live longer.
Yeah, they figured it out by tracking more than 5,000 adults from their 20s to their mid-50s. And while death rates did show racial differences, education was a stronger predictor of lifespan. About 5% of college graduates died within the study period, compared to 13% of those with a high school diploma or less.
Coming up, a consumer alert for anyone who owns a Kia, the fire damage that's prompted a recall.
And Facebook wants to pay you to record your voice, the money you could make if you're chosen to help the social media site.
A consumer alert this afternoon for those who drive a Kia.
Yeah, the car manufacturer is recalling more than 250,000 vehicles because they may pose a fire danger. The recall covers the 2006 to 2010 Kia Sedona minivan and the 2007 to 2009 Sorento SUV. Water can get into a brake computer and cause an electrical short and possibly a fire. So far, 7 incidents have been reported. Kia is telling owners to park their vehicles outside and away from structures and other vehicles until the problem can be fixed.
The future of 5G is now. A new report says 200 million 5G phones are expected to be shipped worldwide this year. That is up from 19 million in 2019. Strategy Analytics expects 15% of all smartphones shipped this year will be 5G. The coronavirus outbreak is currently restricting production in Asia and deterring customers from going to stores to buy new devices there. But the firm expects a strong bounce back in the second half of the year if the spread of the virus is reduced.
It turns out you can make extra cash just by talking.
Yeah, Facebook is offering to pay you to record your voice. The company is looking for select people to help improve its voice recognition tools. All you have to do is record a phrase followed by the first name of a Facebook friend. You do that multiple times. In total, the task takes about 5 minutes. It doesn't pay a whole lot, though. You can get up to $5 sent to your PayPal for doing this.
Per word?
No, I think just not per word.
Oh my gosh.
Take 5 minutes, make a couple bucks. All right, look for the Facebook survey on a market research app called Viewpoints. The name of it is Pronunciations.
All right, most people would not expect to see a horse at a McDonald's drive-thru, but it happened at one in Florida.
Sure did. Coming up, why the trainer decided to bring the horse to the restaurant.
And how much money would you be willing to spend on a limited edition package of Oreos? Why some people are selling the cookies for thousands of dollars.